John Highland, aka Gullible John, and Reggie Wright Jr. lied to me like they lied to the Art of Dialogue. Let me show you how they lie, and then they come to YouTube and try to play victim. Oh yeah, I got the communication proof. Let's get into some of this straight game.
Life is like some cards. It's not what you dealt, but how you play it. Play each situation correctly. I remember they used to laugh at a brother.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. It's your boy DELRAY, Richardson, platinum artist, platinum songwriter, Straight Game TV. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your time. Do me a favor, click on the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and like I always say, if you want to be one of the first people notified when I drop some of this straight game, please do me a favor and click on what appears to be that little bell notification right below this video. I'm gonna get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, remember I told you guys a few months back in where this started off in regards to Bomb1st not being able to post videos based on them using people's intellectual property not in the proper context that would coincide with fair use, but just using it willy-nilly and basically infringing on other people's copyrights. This is where it started, and I'm going to show you this video right here, and I'm going to show you the communication where, you know, they lied. John Highland as well as Reggie Wright Jr. lied to me as well as to the Art of Dialogue, and this is how they got into the situation that they're currently in right now, where they can't post on the original channel Bomb1st, if you will. So if you look at this video right here, this is what set it off. Like I said, I never knew Reggie Wright Jr. I never knew John Highland. This video right here, when me and Art of Dialogue did this video, and it did over 700,000 views, it got Reggie boiling hot. Reggie was supposed to be the authority on everything and anything Tupac, according to Bomb1st's Instagram page, if you will. The authority on anything and everything Tupac, when in fact Reggie Wright Jr. didn't seem to remember that Tupac fired him. But they're the authority on everything that they want you to know, but not the actual truth. So when I went on Art of Dialogue to do this video and brung out the paperwork and showed in where Tupac was not actually signed to death row, Reggie Wright Jr. began his attacks on me. And so with that being said, let me get into it. They took this video and altered it and put a clown wig on me, a multicolored clown wig, and they attempted to do a video in where they were critiquing this video, but it flopped. It didn't even do over 50,000 views, if you will. I think it did like 20,000 views or something like that. This is my intellectual property, right? I could have went and copyright claimed them a long time ago, right? But I wasn't petty like that from that perspective. You know what I mean? I talked to Art, and me and him had a conversation from that perspective and decided to take the high road, right? Okay, now let me show you this. This right here is a communication that I had found that Art had sent me a while ago in regards to them still doing the same thing, right? And so with that being said, this is a communication from John Highland, and it reads, after I believe Art of Dialogue had gotten in contact with him and told him about using some of his videos, and he didn't want to just listen. Read. Let me read it. I promise. This is John Highlands talking. I promise. After today, we will never use your videos on the channel. This is John Highland promising the Art of Dialogue that he would never use his videos again. But from today, prior, we are all good. I totally respect you and your channel and wouldn't want to do anything to anger you. Look, let me show you how devious and deceptive they are. So look, the Art of Dialogue taps back and says, the video you posted of Gene Deal take the video down. Gene is not cool with that video being up. It's putting me in an awkward situation where he's asking me to flag the video down. I don't want to be in a situation where I'm hurting someone financially. And John says, okay, done. Now, the same situation involving me that they were doing, trying to take somebody's intellectual property, use it and call it a critique video, or they're criticizing something. You can't criticize the truth from that perspective, right? So they did me first. I didn't know John. I didn't know Reggie. I didn't, you know what I mean? Like I said, my relationship I had with Tupac, once again, we all know that Tupac did not deal with Reggie Wright Jr. And all of the stories and most of the stories he's been telling been second and third hand stories from other people. He was fired. He knew everything about Tupac, but when he was fired. You understand what I'm saying? He knew everything about Tupac, but other than sending the 5 security guards in Las Vegas like Suge asked him that night, and where Tupac was assassinated, if you will, right? He knew everything. He was the authority on everything Tupac and Death Row, but he didn't remember being fired, right? Listen. So now, when you understand what they tried to do when I came out with the truth and the video did crazy numbers, the infatuation that Reggie has with other people doing numbers and all of this creates a jealousy that boils underneath his skin. You see? And so when he sees Gene Deal on the Art of Dialogue doing numbers, he's seen my video on the Art of Dialogue doing numbers, it got underneath of his skin. So he then had to create this false narrative that they were critiquing videos. When in fact, the couple of recent videos which got their channel shut down that they were using were in fact copyright infringement videos. They were not done in fair use. There's one video, in fact, where they just put the video of their interview next to the video of Art of Dialogue's video with no commentary at all, right? I sat there and I watched the video and I'm like, oh, wow. You know what I mean? They know nothing about the copyright law, right? So now, in this communication right here, and where you see, I promise, John Highland says, hey, this is him. John Highland says, I promise after the day we will never use your video on the your videos on the channel, but from today prior, we're all good. I totally respect you and your channel and wouldn't want to do anything to anger you. The Art of Dialogue basically come back. The video you posted of Gene Deal, take the video down. Gene Deal is not cool with that video being up. It's putting me in an awkward situation where he's asking me to flag the video down. I don't want to be in a situation where I'm hurting someone financially. Okay, done. Do you know what the Art of Dialogue is actually saying? He's saying to John and John, yo, take the video down because I don't want to flag you. I don't want to put you in an awkward situation where you're not getting your money, right? So do me a favor, man, and please take it down. John abided by that. But John then went against his word and continued to use the Art of Dialogue's intellectual property against his best interests. So now they come back once the channel is shut down, right? And they get the strikes. Once the channel is shut down, now all of a sudden, the Art of Dialogue is the enemy. What? These manipulative gymnastics and feeble attempts to try to make someone appear to be the bad guy, when in fact, the one who is the bad guy or the one who's not keeping one's word is the very person trying to point the finger and said that this person is wrong, that this person is this. I forgot that I had this communication that the Art of Dialogue had sent me based on the video that we had did, right? This video right here, and we were talking about that because I was like, you know, I could flag them. I'm like, but I don't really want to, you know, I had the same feeling once again. But guess what? These guys, Gullible John and Reggie Wright Jr. are not guys to keep their word, are not guys to be trusted. I said to myself, if Reggie Wright Jr. can cross Suge Knight, call him snitches, and call him all kinds of names, saying that this man gave Maya, the R&B singer, an STD without any proof to back up what he's saying, then he'll cross anybody. And that is a fact. And here it is. Here it is in your face right here. Look. Look. You see it. I ain't got to show you. I promise. John Hyland. Art basically saying, hey, man, I don't want to put you in a situation awkwardly, man. You know, from all intents and purposes, right? That didn't mean nothing to them. So now, the latest debacle, and then they go on this other channel that they got, and then still continue to call me names and call me out, right? I, basically going to report on when somebody mentions my name. I got to come back and defend myself. I want to show you the hypocrites that they truly are. You see the communication right here. They put up communication. Reggie Wright Jr. and John put up communication. Reggie's claiming that to get Art of Dialogue all of these interviews. You best believe if he got Art of Dialogue any interviews, you best believe Art of Dialogue paid him. So people running around here acting like if they did you a favor, you indebted to them and you got an umbilical cord and stuck to them for your life. That's not true. No grown man walks around like that. You got to stand on your own too. And it appears to be that they were over there doing that once again. But every time somebody come out with a video, you don't have to agree with what their content is on their page. Right? And if you're going to use it, you use it in the proper manner. It was never used in the proper manner. It was copyright infringement. Period. Bottom line. But more importantly, when one promises, right, tells you, I promise after the day, we will never use your videos on the channel, right? I don't want to do anything to anger you. And it wasn't even about anger, as you can see. Basically, he's saying, hey, man, I don't want to put you in an awkward situation. Gene Deal is not cool with that being up there and thinking that some kind of, Art might be giving them permission to use the videos or something like that. You can see how one could think that in Gene Deal, right? From that perspective, to be clear that that wasn't happening, yo, please take it down. I don't want to put you in an awkward situation whereas I got to flag your videos. You get it? So when people come masquerading as the victim, you got to pay very close attention, right? Because this here is the truth. They're no victims. They're the perpetrators of crime, lies, and ignorance. And gullible John would sit up there and say, in regards to the selling of the death row chains, oh, I didn't sell such and such's chain, but you did sell some other chains. Somebody gave to him. He said, we don't even know if that's true. Somebody gave him the chains. It wasn't your property to sell. See how they navigate and move and weave around things? If somebody gave me that, I'm like, look, man, that ain't mine to sell, man. I'm not going to, you know what I mean? I'm not moving like that. That ain't what I'm doing. And it kind of looks foul, if you will. I'm just not going to move in that direction. You can go ahead and handle that. That's what a real person would say. Somebody with some kind of character, if you will, right? So once again, they use my video. Look, they use my video. They use this. Tried to capitalize off of that, try to do numbers off of that, just like they've been trying to do with the Art of Dialogue's material involving Gene Deal, involving all of the other stuff that they used just recently. That's why they got the 2 strikes. Everybody needs to know that. And like I said, one more time before I close this video out, I want you to see one more time, y'all. John Hyland, contacted by the Art of Dialogue. John says to Art of Dialogue, I promise after the day we will never use your videos on the channel. That was an outright lie because he did it anyway. And then he tried to call it fair use, which it was not fair use. You cannot put one video next to another video with no commentary referring to the content that you're about to display or the content therein of, right? And call that fair use. That is not transformative under the law, period, right? But from today, prior, we're all good. I didn't see Art agreed to that in his response. So that was a no. I totally respect you and your channel and wouldn't want to do anything to anger you. That's a lie. You don't have no respect because you lied and you went against it and you used the man's intellectual property again when you said you wouldn't, when he asked you nicely and didn't flag you the first time for using it when he could have. This is crazy. The video of you posting Gene Deal, take the video down. Gene Deal is not cool with that video being up, putting me in an awkward situation where he's asking me to flag the video down. I don't want to be in a situation where I'm hurting someone financially. Art basically saying he didn't want to be in a situation where he wanted to hurt Bomb1st financially, and they still went against him, man. Right? Done. But they did it again. They could give a damn. Just like Reggie did when he signed Reggie then went on his channel the other day and lied and said, I called him asking him to drop the case when he frivolously and fraudulently sued me for copyright infringement and defamation, right? He didn't have a case. I wrote an answer to his brief. Yeah, I answered it. Go look it up. Go look the case up and see what I said in my brief. He said, prove that I'm a snitch. Prove that I don't have to prove anything. You said it on your own channel. The only people that the only time I cooperate with the FBI or have cooperated with the FBI is when I tell on niggas that I don't like and crooked mayors. Or let me switch it to how I said it. Only time is I snitch on crooked mayors and niggas that I don't like. Reggie said that out of his mouth. I put it in a video on my channel. Right? That's what you call fair use in explaining something, using the intellectual property in its proper context and not using 2 minutes of it. Only using what is need to be used to offer the criticism in what you're trying to get across, and then give new substantive information, making the video actually transformative. When you put a video next to a video, that's not transformative. That's copyright infringement. When you use a video and don't refer to the video and what you're about to show and show how it relates to what the new information you're about to provide or the criticism you're about to provide, that's not transformative. That's not fair use. That's copyright infringement. So you guys see it here. Like I said, first off, it started with my video. I didn't know them. They was trying to cash in off of what we had did, some authentic, original information when Reggie was supposed to be the authority on everything Tupac and Death Row. Even though Tupac was only on Death Row for 11 months. It was a lie. John lied to the Art of Dialogue. Reggie lied to the Art of Dialogue. Reggie lied to me. He can't be trusted. His credibility is zero. You see it here. Your boy DELRAY, straight gang.